What's going on, guys? My name's ExxotikGaming, and welcome back to yet again another Pixel Gun 3D weapon review. This is the final review of the 4 new weapons released in the brand new Battle Royale update of 2018. Today we're going to be looking at the brand new pistol called the Royal Revolver. We first saw this weapon in Battle Royale a couple of videos ago, and now we can finally review it in some actual matches here. It's fantastic, I love it, and without further ado, let's get into this. Guys, leave a like down below if you are excited. I'd appreciate it a ton. It supports the channel. Thank you so much. Subscribe. And with that being said, let's do this. Going into the armory section, heading over to our backup section. This is the Royal Revolver. It looks very different from some of the other Royal weapons in this update. I don't know, it looks super futuristic for a Royal looking weapon, but I'm not really complaining because it looks really, really cool. Look at it in our character's hands. This thing is awesome. It's a laser weapon, and just like all the other weapons in this most recent update, it slows down the target, making it even easier to use. It's got piercing shot, which is huge. That means you can take multiple people out with one single shot. It's mythical, level 17, 37 power with an 84 firing rate, a 12 capacity, and a 70 mobility. You use this weapon, you're gonna get some fantastic gameplay, and we're gonna go jump into a points capture match here on Paradise Resort to actually see how this weapon performs. I gotta say, guys, for a backup weapon, you're gonna get better gameplay with this than most other weapons in this most recent update. I mean, the amount of kills are just insane with this thing, and, well, that basically starts things off right there. Easy double kill when you use this thing, and with this weapon, you can use this thing at closer range if you can manage to get those crosshairs to land on the enemy player if they're not lagging all over the place. Okay, that guy's lagging. I'm gonna move a little bit of ways here. Now, here's something pretty interesting about this Royal Revolver. Since this is a backup weapon that actually has a scope, you can use this thing at a bit of a longer range than many of the other backup weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Honestly, this weapon will work at the best range that something like the Exterminator would work, for example, or the Thunder would work. If you use those weapons in medium-range matches like Paradise Resort here, well, you're going to get basically the same gameplay in the same matches when you use this weapon. Especially with that piercing shot ability, you can basically take out like 4 people with one shot if you're lucky enough to have all of them stand right next to each other. As you can see here in this points capture match, everybody clusters around a point like this spot right here, and if everybody is standing one after another, well, you might kill 3 people with one shot, which is just insane to think about for something like this. And I don't know, I love this weapon. I feel like I'm using a sniper in the form of a backup weapon. It's like as if I'm using the Exterminator or the Thunder, to be honest, when I'm using this thing. Now, as you can see, you really want to scope when you're using this weapon. It's weird. Even though the accuracy really isn't there with this weapon, I feel like it becomes very, very inaccurate when you use this weapon without a scope. So you want to keep this weapon at a decent enough range so you can scope with it, and that way you don't have to worry about becoming inaccurate when you actually spawn in with something like that. As you can see, this guy had the Excalibur, and that's one of those weapons you're going to use at closer range. So if you use this weapon at too close of a range, well, a lot of people with those close range weapons are going to be able to consistently take you out. So don't get stuck into some of those matches, like especially Silent School, for example, where people will end up using a lot of maybe area damage weapons or just close range weapons in general that are going to do better. This is a backup weapon that, even though most other backup weapons perform best at close range, this one does not. People are going to be using their champion solar cannons like this, and it's going to be very, very difficult to consistently take them out. Use this weapon at medium range. That's basically what I'm trying to tell you guys. As you can see, though, we won. We got ourselves 6 kills. That's probably upwards of about 8 kills with the people with Resurrection. So, I mean, you're gonna get a lot of kills when you use this weapon. Can you always get more kills than everybody else? No. If you guys remember just earlier, I did a review on the Royal Sniper Rifle, and I had no problem whatsoever in a points capture match in Paradise Resort getting way more kills than every other player out there. But that's maybe not something that's going to end up happening when you're using this Royal Revolver. So keep that in mind when you use this weapon. This is going to be a weapon that you do want to use as a backup weapon. With some of the other weapons in Pixel Gun 3D that are backups, honestly, you can use them as a true primary weapon because they're that powerful. This one really isn't like that. So use this weapon alongside other weapons, and then you're going to make the most out of it. So I would use maybe my Royal Fighter, right? And then if a last case scenario happened, then I'd switch to my Royal Revolver and then finish off the person like that. That way you can actually make this weapon a one-shot kill. Instead of a two-shot kill, if you actually take some damage off with another weapon in Pixel Gun 3D, then you can switch over to your Royal Revolver and then finish the person off with that. I mean, I'm having no problem at all using this weapon still as a primary type weapon, but I could do better if I use this weapon as a true backup weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. It doesn't have a fastest firing rate in the world, so you have to keep that in mind. If you miss your shots, well, you're going to be at a disadvantage. Especially when you're reloading, obviously, you're going to be at a disadvantage. I feel like when I use this weapon, though, I become more inaccurate than with some of the other weapons in this game. I feel like, for example, with the Royal Sniper Rifle, I become super accurate when I use that thing, and I really don't know why. But with this one, the way it is, the accuracy and everything, it's unusual. I feel less accurate in general when I use this weapon. So maybe that's something that you guys will experience, maybe not. And I'm not really going to take that into account too much when I am reviewing this, because maybe that's just a psychological thing with me. But I don't know. Maybe that is actually something that's going to happen when you use the Royal Revolver. You might not become the most accurate person in the world. As you can see, I'm completely failing taking most of these players out with this weapon right now in this match. So yeah, it's unusual, but is it really a bad weapon at all? No, it is a fantastic weapon. You're going to get a lot of kills when you use it. No problem whatsoever taking most people out when you use this weapon. I love this weapon, but it isn't my favorite weapon from this update. It's actually my least favorite weapon from this update. So if there's any weapon from this update that I would recommend not getting, this would probably be the one. You can probably do without this weapon. With some of the other weapons, you really kind of want to get those weapons. Like the Royal Sniper Rifle, for example. I'd really highly recommend getting that thing because it's awesome. And maybe with the Royal Fighter, that's another one of those weapons you really want to get. But with this thing, you could probably do without it. You can still get great gameplay, yes, but it's a backup weapon. And that's really all I can say here. It is a backup weapon. Is it one of the best backup weapons in the game? Yes. But is it a necessity? No. And even still, I mean, a lot of weapons are ridiculously powerful in Pixel Gun 3D, so having just another powerful backup, it's really not that crazy of a thing, to be honest, in Pixel Gun 3D. Some people seem to think that just because a weapon is powerful, they automatically have to get it, but you have to take into account how some of the other weapons are in Pixel Gun 3D, and if you notice a lot of other backups are relatively similar to this, then you don't really need to get this Royal Fighter. So, yes, is it one of the best backups in this game? Most certainly. Are you going to get better gameplay with this backup weapon than most others in Pixel Gun 3D? Yes. I mean, as you can see, 18 kills in that match, but it's not a necessity. Now, of course, if you're just looking for a weapon that's going to give you good gameplay, then yeah, go right ahead and get this weapon. I mean, this weapon will give you good gameplay, as you can basically see from that match here. But like I said, I mean, if you're really tight on gems and coins to get the parts necessary for these weapons, this is probably the last weapon that you should focus on getting. You should focus on getting the, primary and probably the sniper rifles first, and then this one probably last. So that would probably be the way to go. That would be what I would do if I were you and I didn't end up getting these weapons from somebody else. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about getting these weapons. And yeah, I mean, this is the Royal Revolver, guys, in a nutshell. Fantastic weapon. One of your best backup weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. I'm kind of curious. I don't know if they are. I mean, I was saying with the other reviews that I did not too long ago that they are probably not going to nerf these weapons just because these weapons were introduced after they took into account the whole gun balancing update. So I'd imagine this is probably not something that they're going to nerf, but who knows? Maybe they can make this weapon a 3-shot kill. I don't really know. It honestly would be fine keeping this as a 2-shot kill. I feel like that would be fine. As long as this thing does not like become a 2-shot body shot, then it should be good. So yeah, that's basically it, guys. Hope y'all did enjoy this video. I don't really have much else I could say here about the Royal Fighter. I'm very annoyed at this guy that's going left and right. Okay, you're annoying me. How about I just use this, huh? Okay, maybe not. False alarm. Didn't really work out too well. I don't like it when people do that. I mean, it's like, why? What's the point of doing this? You can't even hit me in general when you're doing that. There's all these, it's like the people that are in Fortnite that only build and then don't shoot you. That's kind of like what that kid is like. Very annoying stuff. But I'm not really going to complain too much because I am using one of the best backup weapons ever. And I just got myself another kill, and another kill, and another kill. And even more are going to be happening very, very soon. So, yeah, guys, Royal Revolver, not a necessity, but it's one of your best backup weapons ever. So, I mean, you know, take that into account when you're considering this weapon. I've said that too many times. I apologize. And, yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have much else I could possibly say here about this weapon. If you guys wanted to check out my brand new review that I did on the Royal Sniper Rifle that I posted just earlier today, you might want to do so. I'm just telling you, I got myself way over a monster kill in that video. I got myself like, what, a 10, 12 kill streak or something like that? I mean, just saying, if you want to see good gameplay, you might want to check out the Royal Sniper Rifle review. I absolutely destroyed in that video. Probably some of my best gameplay I've ever gotten. It was mostly in the second half of that video, by the way. The first half, for some reason, I didn't do too well, even though it was in mining camp. Probably because it was in mining camp, and that's not your ultimate map for these weapons. But yeah, just keeping that in mind, guys. Check that video out. I have it linked down below in the description. In my Royal what's the weapon called? The heavy weapon. In my Royal Ashbringer review, I mentioned a giveaway that I'm doing that are giving away all the weapons in this most recent update. So if you guys want to get an account with all of those weapons, then you might want to check out my Royal Ashbringer review. The Ashbringer is the weapon in my heavy section. If you guys don't know what that thing is called, or maybe you're an iOS user who doesn't have the update yet, this Royal Ashbringer, check out that review that I'll have in my videos, my series, the weapon review series, and you guys will get to see a giveaway, and you can enter into it to potentially get all these brand new weapons in Pixel Gun 3D. Pretty cool stuff. I want to see a lot of these weapons in matches that I go into. I feel like people are doing a good job if they use these weapons. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah. There's also something that I've noticed in the most recent update here that I thought I would bring to your guys' attention. I don't know if this really is going to translate over to Battle Royale stats, but look at the armory and look at the melee section. If you go to your battle shovel, sometimes people's are like level 401 or something like that. I don't know if it's the level that's 401 or the power is 401, but if yours is like that, then please tell Pixelgun on their Facebook or Twitter, because they need to obviously fix that. A level 401 battle shovel is definitely something that is a problem in this game, and it needs to be fixed ASAP, very, very soon. I don't know if I took that guy out or not. I'm very confused right now. People with invisibility annoy me, that's all I gotta say. But it's not as bad as Resurrection, that's for sure. So, yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. I think we did fantastic in both videos that we posted. We got some amazing gameplay, some of the best gameplay, I think, ever for a Pixel Gun 3D weapon review. Just saying, we did awesome. I mean, look at that headshot. Beautiful, crisp, clean. 2 shots, he's dead. Not even a chance. He's not even gonna bother fighting again. Look at this. Easy, double kill. I don't even know if he's gonna wanna fight again. He might actually legit leave the match. I'm not even gonna be surprised if he does. He's like, oh, I can't deal with this anymore. 2-shot, easy kill. I'm just racking up kills left and right. It's ridiculous, guys. This is the Royal Revolver in a nutshell. So, I'm not gonna be able to hit this guy. Yeah, no chance. Basically, if they got invisibility, it's super difficult to hit with something like this. You basically have to use an area damage weapon. They actually know who I am. That's cool. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys very, very soon for the next Pixel Gun 3D video. Leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe, and oh my god, I almost forgot to rate this weapon. If I was to rate this weapon, guys, I forgot to do that. I would give this weapon, in terms of power, a 10 out of 10 for a backup weapon in Pixel Gun 3D. So, there you go. That is it. Thank you all for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next episode.